20.
Texans take over first and 10. Their 1-yard line.
59. Hey, me and you all day. All day.
On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
He was brought down by
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
second and 5.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Just like that. Just like that. Check. 25.
Here's Watson. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. And it's a huge return as he brings us all the way back down to the 15-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Let's go, team. Gonna be a long day offense.
First carry for Carlos Hyde. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Working from the gun, Mahomes. They'll roll him out right. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Dancing to his left, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Zach Cunningham rolling in to get the sack.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
Watch the shit. Watch the shit. Hey, watch the shit. Watch the shit. Back. Twist. Watch him go.
Now a first down throw, Watson. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
At their own 49-yard line.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. Well, what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here on the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position. After a turnover, I feel like I might have them a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you, you only do it if you trust the guy.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Carlos Hyde, 51 yards. And the Chiefs strike quickly here for 6 points. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Texans take over first and 10.
And now out comes Houston. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Check.
On first down, it's Watson. Eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. They'll try again from the 36 on second and 10. Throwing again is Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Will Fuller, 64 yards. And the Texans draw a bit closer. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. On first down, Mahomes. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a first and 10. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up first and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. So from the 36 now, first and 10. They go play action. Now Mahomes. He'll buy some time right. He'll let this. This is caught by Hill for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 36 yards. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. So he scrambled right, but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know, in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision. Sometimes you just see people who are open, you're able to get it to them.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Watson now to throw.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. A gain of 3, second down.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
From the gun on third down, Mahomes. And Mahomes is going to go down in the end zone, and that is going to be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10, right at the 30. After the interception, here's Watson, buying time to his left. And now he'll let this one go deep, back over the middle. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Bashaud Breeland. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Now left side, a completion to his tight end, and able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a throw for the All-Pro Kelsey is complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes will set up the screen. This is Williams. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And now out comes Houston. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. They find some open field here.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in the